Hello everyone, Firecrest Gaming here and welcome back to another video. We are now here with the Formula 1 2016 career mode. This has been something I have been waiting to do for a very long time, and finally it is here. Just going through all the setting things up, go through number 76, going through my name, blah blah blah. Don't really care about this part. The part you're going to care about is which team I'm going for, and that is Manor Racing. What have I got myself into? Why am I doing this? I'm doing this on Legend difficulty as well. I'm not going to look forward to this, am I?
Welcome to our viewers from around the globe. You join us just as today's practice session for the Australian Grand Prix is about to start. So Anthony, lots to do of course in these sessions, lots of programs to run. What are you looking for when you jump in the car for free practice?
Well, you have basic checks first of all. You know, is the car working correctly? What are the track conditions like? And you'll be chasing that as the session goes on. Things like that. Then you start getting into the nitty-gritty of it all, and they become more like test sessions where it's all about gathering new data, testing components, tweaking the setup and so on. So there's only so much actual practice that these drivers need. Most of them will be plenty familiar enough with the track layout, either from previous experience or from the simulator.
So as we move on now through to the practice sessions, obviously this year there's a lot more of a higher influence on the R&D stuff, so it does actually make practice worth doing. Obviously every single weekend you have the track acclimatization, qualifying pace and tyre management. Of the three, qualifying pace is my favourite, track acclimatization second, and then tyre management third. I'll maybe elaborate on those in later videos, in the review in particular. So just rounding up all these, the track acclimatization was purple, qualifying pace green, and so was the tyre management. So as we ended up practice, we ended up in 16th place, so we had a pretty good practice. But it's just about hopefully carrying that on through to, well, through to qualifying. Maybe qualifying not on the back row. But for our first upgrade, we decided to go for the downforce. I decided that was probably one of the most valuable things to put on a Manor car.
Welcome to Melbourne, where qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly. This is the kind of track that eats rear tyres for breakfast, or so I'm told by more experienced drivers than myself.
Well, tyre management is key here, specifically the rears. It's all too easy to overheat and wear the rear tyres as they're punished out of the low-speed corners. Most teams won't be able to avoid some kind of issue here, especially the teams that are running less downforce.
It says when viewing in on the other Manor car. Well done, guys. So as we start the best qualifying lap, actually of the session, I believe it was. Oh no, sorry, it was the second best. We're going to take you on the lap of the Albert Park circuits, heading into turn 1. Fourth gear for this year, you can put it down to third if you need a bit of extra turn-in, which maybe I should have done, considering I'm in the Manor. Going down now, second DRS straight, not a lot to do until you get down towards turn 2. In through it, third gear again, a lot of quite consistent gears through here. Fourth gear from the long left-hander is certainly one of the things I have noticed about this game, is you do need to go one gear higher than maybe you had to in the older games. You do have to use the higher gears maybe to get the traction, or just to keep the car under basic control. It is very, very difficult to drive these cars now in this game. Heading down through the middle sector, up towards the last sector. Not too hard a corner, but you want to get a good run out to make sure you get it all the way down to the chicane. Heading down now into the chicane, 6th or 5th gear, you can pick. And it's a half decent run through there, but certainly the lap overall has just looked a bit unspectacular, to be honest. As we head now through the final sector, a load of third gear corners, apart from this one, into 4th, back up to 5th on the exit, second to last corner, all the way down to 3rd gear. You can put it down to 2nd. As you head through the final corner now, just keep the momentum going. opening DRS for the final time, and then it's just accelerating all the way up to the line and across the line, and we ended up in 22nd after that lap. So we went again, and then we were 21st.
As we wind down from the excitement of qualifying, here's a look at your top three. Hamilton, Rosberg and Sebastian Vettel. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself.
So let's move on to the Australian Grand Prix.
They say that even a second is an eternity in Formula One, so going 4 winter months with no racing at all has seemed a very long time indeed. We're back though in Melbourne, home of the Australian Grand Prix since 1996. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 16 corners and 3.3 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles an hour. The close proximity of the barriers makes accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. I'm joined today in the commentary box, as I will be throughout this season, by a great racing driver, a former F1 competitor, man who was world champion once upon a time as well, and an all-round top chap. It's the one and only Anthony Davidson. And tell me, here we are, first Grand Prix of the season, the first time racing these cars. So what are the big questions that need to be answered here, in your view?
First of all, Crofty, and thanks for the glowing introduction. I just want to say it's a real privilege to be here, and I can't wait to see what this competitive field has in store for us this season. Now, to answer your question, obviously there's the question of performance in race trim, but really this is going to be all about reliability. It's the first Grand Prix of the season, don't forget. You're pushing all your new components to their limits. Formula One cars are full of very sophisticated but also very sensitive technology. So the most important thing today is to get to the end of the race, keep everything in good condition, and try to stay out of trouble while you're at it.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Nico Rosberg alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Raikkonen, Max Verstappen, and Ricciardo, Bottas, Kvyat, Alonso, and Felipe Massa, Perez, Button, Carlos Sainz, and Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Gutierrez, Kevin Magnussen, and Jolyon Palmer, Ericsson, and Nasser, Amana, and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid.
So we're getting ready for the start of this Australian Grand Prix. 5 lights for, 5 lights, lights out, and away we go for the start of this race, starting from 21st on the grid. Having turned up on the left-hand side of the circuit, less than optimum line, it must be said, through the first corner, maybe a bit safer, but it certainly isn't the more favourable. Round the outside, though, of a lot of cars, we are managing to make this work. Tucked in behind Nico Hülkenberg, we're up to P14 after, I believe, Felipe Massa had a bit of a spin there. And we're trying how to just keep the pace up, get a few more positions maybe into here, having a look at the inside of Jenson Button in the McLaren, and we're up to P12 so far, trying to hold it round the outside, might have been a contact, hands up in frustration, but everything is working fine at the moment. Still gaining some more positions, up the inside of Kvyat, getting stuck between Alonso and Carlos Sainz there, between the two Spaniards. That was rather close, it must be said, between the two. So now we're in P9. Can we try and hold this? Well, here we are watching Fernando Alonso. He's trying to follow us all the way down to turn 1. He moves to the inside. Can he try and hold a move round the down the inside? No, he can't. We're back round the outside on Fernando Alonso, and we hold P9 for the time being. But Fernando is going to have to try harder. Fernando is going to have to try harder than that if he wants to make the move. As we move on now, all the way to lap 5, here comes Alonso again. He's still trying to have a look at the inside, doesn't quite make it, and still we hold P9. It is getting very, very close. As we're now on lap 5, later on to lap 5, and we're into the pits. Maybe not the best entrance there. Obviously now have to slow down manually for the pits, otherwise you will be penalised for going into the pits too quickly. But into the box for Manor. Oh, come on, guys, that was too slow, and yep, there goes Fernando. Oh, great, lost a position in the pits, and that's probably going to be it. We're not going to see Fernando for the rest of this race, are we? Well, regardless if we don't see Fernando, we've got to watch out behind, because here comes Kvyat. possibly to steal the points position away. He is following us very close there. That got extremely close, having a look at that. On the replay, you can see him swerving about left and right, trying anything he can to get a move done. As we move on to the following lap, still he's going to have another go. Moving a bit later this time, up the inside, into the chicane. He's trying to look at the inside, and it's too late. Round goes down with Kvyat. Oh dear, that's just not gone well, has it? He's gone up the inside. Well, I mean, what can you say about that? I think he's gone for a move and there wasn't enough space, personally. But as we move on now to lap 14, not much more happened in this race. But Alonso retired from the Grand Prix. You'll just see him on the left-hand side. He is out of the Australian Grand Prix, which has just gifted us a beautiful another point. And there you can see Ericsson not being a very kind lap car. But we are on the final lap in the other McLaren Honda of Jenson Button is also sniffing another point. We've got to hold it for just another sector. Rosberg has won the race, but we really don't care at this point. Trying to hold it on Jenson Button. Here he comes up the inside. It's not successful at this point. Jenson just following us through the final sector. He'll attempt to drag race us up to the line. We are minimal on fuel right now. We have been fairly close to fuel this entire Grand Prix. And here we go. We have enough to run Rich up to the line. Good momentum through the corner. We're just got to get the power down. Here comes Button. He's in the slipstream. This is so close up to the line. But no chance we get P9 for the Australian Grand Prix. That was a bit of a race, wasn't it?
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here. And here are our podium drivers. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Nico Rosberg takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after that excellent result. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
For my money, it's definitely the Manor driver. They fought so hard and had incredible pace at times. So I don't think
I
anyone
would
else
say incredible pace, but we managed to just park the bus perfectly to hold on to P9 at the end. We got a bit lucky in the end with Fernando. Well, actually, no, we got very lucky in the end with Fernando Alonso DNFing. But that was a fantastic Grand Prix and a very good start to this career mode. Getting some more resource points on the board. We have 472 actually to spend coming out of Melbourne. So I'm hoping that we can use those and we can just get ourselves another upgrade for the Bahrain Grand Prix, dominating the, overachieving for the team. So we'll just go onto the laptop here, over to research and development. Now, what do we want? I think... I think engine power, because we are going to Bahrain next, and that's a very power-hungry track. Yep. So then, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see all you guys in the next career mode episode, and we'll head to Bahrain. Let's hope we can have another good race. I'll see you then, guys.